We're here to talk about Narcotics Anonymous evolution and growth. And it's occurred to many members that we might need some changes in the United States to bridge the gap and deal with the disconnect that's been so obvious in recent years. And would you like to share a little bit about that from your experience?
Yeah, thank you, Bo. Let's define disconnect. Disconnect, I mean, that is such a broad term. So the disconnect we have here is there's a lot of folks that have a lot of experience from a long time ago that have not been in the service structure at all past their group level. And if they're not past their group level, I mean, there's a lot of people think that they don't have something to give. Yes, what they have is in the past. So we need to gather what they have and bring it into today. And what they had in the past that we don't have now is open participatory service work. Anyone can get involved. And right now, it's not anyone can get involved. If you're not in the know, you're not getting in the know. So I mean, all right, what we have to do is if we can form a service body that will help meet the needs of the United States. Canada's done it, Europe's done it. They have one in South America and they have one in the Asian theater. We've not had one because the people in the United States have always said, oh golly, we've got the WSO right out there in Los Angeles, they'll take care of us. And they cannot take care of us. If they focus on us, they're taking away from the rest of the world. And they need help too. There's addicts everywhere in the world. So why do we need one right here, right now? So that we can feel empowered again in our own recovery. We don't have empowerment today because we don't have, this open participatory has been given away. We gave it away. Let's get real, folks. We gave it away. And what we gave away was standing subcommittees. You see, there are so many dynamics in Narcotics Anonymous, in the program and how it works together with the service structure and the fellowship. When we take some of them out, it puts a lump on that ball and it gets a flat spot, punk, and it's deadened. There's no flow, and so people lose unity, and when the unity goes away, it's why get involved? They don't care anymore. And I mean, it's multifaceted why we've gotten in this direction, but there's only one way to pull it out. Let the people get involved. Give them a reason to feel like they're a part of this gig instead of taking their part away from them. They don't, if they're taken away from them, it made me feel I wanted to run, and I did for some time. I ran from this fellowship. I didn't want to be a part of it, because it didn't give me a voice. I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel useful. And useful is one of the most empowering parts of this whole dynamic of Narcotics Anonymous, to feel
Is that how
useful.
you would define disconnect?
Yes, we don't feel useful. We're disconnected from our fellowship. See, we were told in the beginning that it was ours, and now other people are trying to say that it's theirs. And just a succinct few where everybody had a picture in the paper, and now it's only a very few people that got their picture in the paper. They think they're when we don't think we're useful. What's the use?
Okay, thanks, Brian. And we have some more questions we'd like to go into, and I feel deeply that one of the things we can do as members right now is to try to envision what it's going to be like when we have a U.S. Service Conference. Now, that may not work out, but let's say it's going to work out. What would that look like? What would it be like? Because you've had, about 6 months, particularly to think about this. in addition to your clean time. What do you think about it?
Okay, you said an if, and I think it's when, because I really believe it's going to happen when we get out of the way and stop fighting each other to let God come in and start doing his magic. We're stopping the magic by fighting amongst ourselves. Now, what I can envision is a lot of people with some experience from the past are going to want to get involved again, which is a really good thing. But it could be a stumbling block again because of the old school, new school, and the evolution and the concepts and all these other things that the old school don't agree with and the new school think are the greatest thing, and that we're going to stumble a lot. There's going to be some people from old school and from new school that are going to back away and run because the fear level is going to rise to the point that it's beyond their capacity to deal with. The ones that stay, the ones that are centered in a higher power's love, if those that people that are just the passion is soft and yet firm, are going to be able to lead with the loving kindness that we need to guide the people coming into the service structure with what they need to be more impassioned, more emboldened, more fearless, more faith-filled, and they're going. But it's going to take a lot of stumbling, folks. Come on. I mean, we're fighting a lot now. Think when this thing happens, everybody that's got a lack of faith is going to want a bigger piece of the pie, more. Oh yes, their drug of choice, of course. They want more, and they're going to dig for it.
Dig more for what?
For that power and the prestige of, well, I think I am somebody now that I'm in this service structure, and I'm going to help out the people in the United States. But it's not. Those people are going to have to fall by the wayside, and it's sad to think of that. It's sad to think these people are going to fall and go back into isolation, and we're going to lose that part of our diamond that is an integral part of it. We need them, but we don't need their ego. We don't need them to ease God out. We need to bring God into this gig full force with everything that we've got. God has to be completely and totally part of this from day one. Anonymity has to be first and foremost of the whole thing. And if you can't have anonymity, hang it up.
Do you think the principle of surrender might make a big difference when it comes to getting ego out of the picture?
Well, of course. You know, those that can get their person out of it, get their agendas out of it, and allow God to lead them into helping to create the best service structure that could ever be, that will attract using addicts, that they want that peace and serenity that they see in these people, then we've got a chance. But the surrender has to be total, unconditional surrender, and nothing less.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing tonight, and we'll be getting back with you shortly. And do you think this process will be useful, that other people could make home video and share the way you shared, like on their camcorder, on their laptop and stuff? I really think that would be a viable thing. But now that you've experienced some of it, how do you feel?
The one up on this is that not only will they hear tone and inflection in a spoken word that they can't get in the written word, they will see some body language. They will see some passion. They will see, they can see surrender if they're looking for it. They will find that passion. They will see the empowerment that allowing God to lead can give them if we're true from our heart and we give what we have to give, and not from ourself, but from a fellowship standpoint. Then they'll be able to see something, and seeing can be believing.
Well, I believe it's time for us to give it a try. Thanks a lot for sharing.
Thanks for letting me be here.